I'm your fairy godmother, honey.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just going to be showing you guys how I do a application process on some short duck nails. My nails are already prepped and ready to go. They're dehydrated. Now I'm going in with some primer and I'm going to allow the primer to dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to throw a second layer of primer on there and allow that to dry as well. And once that dries, and as you can see, when my nerves get bad, I do bite my nails a lot. So that was what I was just showing you. So you want to go ahead and let that dry, and then I'm going in with some base coat. We're just going to go ahead and make sure it's a nice even layer on each nail bed, and then you're going to cure in the lamp for 60 seconds. You're going to repeat this same thing on the other hand. And if you have shorter nails, just make sure you don't get this on your skin. And then you're going to cure that in the lamp for 60 seconds as well. Now that you have your base coat on, I'm just putting a little bit of base coat on each tip, and I'm adhering that tip with my UV lamp and my base coat. Instead of using nail glue, which if you do use nail glue, you want to redo this whole do this process in a different step form. So first you would, once you get done dehydrating, then you would put your nails, your false nails on with nail glue, and then you would prime, and then you would put base coat on all of that. Do that make sense? So dehydrate, nail tips, prime, base coat. That would be your steps if you are doing it that way, but I prefer to do it the base coat way because my nails are much more sturdy adhering with base coat instead of with nail glue. Nail glue tends to make my nail beds really, really brittle, so I don't really like to use nail glue a lot. Now I'm just going to go ahead and clip my nails down to my desired length. If you cannot get those nails in there, try to use a nail clipper or a nipper to get your desired length. I ended up being able to shimmy my thumb in there on the other hand, so I did not have to use my nippers. But using this for duck nails is just a little bit more on the difficult side, so you got to be careful so you don't cut too much off. And you want to make sure you're sizing each nail as you go. So you want to use your first hand as like a nail marker to make sure all your nails are on the same length. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the next time I post a new video. If you are new, hey boo, welcome to the channel, and please share this video to someone who might like it. Okay, so now that we're done doing that, um, we are going to go ahead and just file that down. And I know it seemed like I may have did that a little bit backwards, cutting my nails down after I put my base coat. So you don't have to do that because I didn't realize it until after I did it. And I was like, wait, you don't want your nails this long. You need to cut them down. So you do want to cut your nails down before putting that base coat on. Um, so I did end up stopping in my tracks because I was going to go ahead and put base coat on before I cut them down, but now we're putting the base coat on after cutting the nails down to the length that we like them. I hope this video is helping you guys in any way, and I am keeping it in real time. Um, so yeah, I'm just putting base coat on and I'm making sure it's on the full nail. So my nail that's left out, like my nail bed and the actual false nail, and you want to go ahead and cure that in the lamp for 60 seconds. You are going to do that to both hands. This base coat is necessary. It's essential for your application process to be top tier, for this to last a very long time, because polygel, if you put it on right, it will last you a month and over. My toenail sets, they last me 2 months. Like, I can literally go that long. So if you are putting your polygel on correctly and doing the correct steps, you will have a great retention process. Make sure you cure that in the lamp. Make sure you get your thumb in there as well, you guys, because that thumb is always so hard to work with. Okay, so first bead down. I am going to show a more in-depth up close, but here we go. So I am going to link all of this stuff in the description. You want to take a nice good bead. When you're working with short nails, all you need is one bead. I promise you, you only need one bead. You do not need two. You do not need two and a half. You do not need 1 3/4. You only need one bead. And that's how big your bead should be. If you can't tell how big that is, try to get your measurements down as good as you can. And then you want to just, and even then, that polygel that I just put on there is a little bit too much. So your bead can be a bit smaller than that. I like working with a lot because sometimes, like working with colored polygels, you don't get the full like range of color. I don't know if I'm using the right word. Okay, so you don't get the full like colorway when you don't use enough product. So I like to use more product than not enough product, because then I would have to go back in. And when you have to go back in with a second bead of polygel on top of the first bead, it does not lay like the first bead laid. So I prefer to just do one bead for each nail. So honestly, like, you just measure with your heart. Like, you season that meat, you season your nails with that, with your heart, okay? You measure your polygel with your heart. Because I promise you, trying to figure out how much or how little polygel you need is probably going to be the most difficult part of this, just because you don't want your nails too thick. But I am confident that you guys got it. And this is actually slowed down. And so you are seeing here, I am just getting my cuticle nice and even, not too bulky. And then whatever is left, you want to move that down the shaft, shape it out, and then you can just take off whatever is too much if you have too much product. And I will let you guys know, just because my videos are really, really short, that does not mean that this application process is short, okay? My application processes take me a good long while. Like, I take as long as someone else would in a nail shop. Like, 4 hour videos. My videos are literally 4 hours long. And it's because, one, I have to slow down for you guys, but also because I'm still learning. And this is a beginner page. We're all beginners here. And it's okay to take a long time to do your nails. The I'm trying to get it down and find a technique to where you don't have to take 4 hours to do your nails. And I think I got one. I think I found one with just full cover soft gel tips. I'm really liking the soft gel tips, you guys, if I'm being so honest. Because polygel, like the process takes too long. Once you got a file and all of that, it's just like, girl, I'm tired now. Now I don't want to even do a design, you know? So, yeah. This is the one bead method. You literally are putting that bead, either in the middle of the nail and down the shaft or at the end of the nail. And then you want to dip your brush in rubbing alcohol, and then you're just lightly tapping. Like, do not use a lot of pressure. As you can see, it's very light taps, and the reason why it's very light taps is because I'm using rubbing alcohol. That rubbing alcohol is going to shape up your polygel real good, make it real smooth, as you can see. And I use 71% or 91% rubbing alcohol, and that helps me every time. So when you're working with slip solutions, aka rubbing alcohols, it honestly depends on your level of like your level of work, like what type of level you're on. So if you are like a beginner, 50% rubbing alcohol might do the trick for you, or you can go to the highest because it's easier for you to work with your product, but 50% makes it um kind of firm, and then 71% is like a just right situation, and then 91% is smooth like butter. Okay, so it depends on if you want it runny or if you want it firm, and a lot of the times more advanced people want it runny, so I recommend them the 91%. And a lot of new people, they want firmness, so I always recommend 50 or 71, just because it's like right in the middle or it's just right. So yeah, that's about it, you guys. And if you're doing different shapes, make sure you're putting this product on like you're shaping that nail tip. Like, try to keep the shape of your nail tip as best as you can so you do not have to go back in and file too much. You might have to file a little bit, but you do not want to have to file and make that the longest process of your nail process, because that's literally mine, and that's why I dread doing my nails now. Like, I promise you, I cannot stand filing, you guys. I swear. It makes me not want to do my nails anymore. So that's why I'm trying to find a good, easy way to do our nails without having to do all that filing. And I really do think I found one, so we're gonna go ahead and wait for that video to drop. But until then, after your application process, you just want to go ahead and wipe that sticky tacky layer, which there will be a sticky tacky layer, especially if you're using base coat as your slip solution, which I don't really like to use. I like to use rubbing alcohol, and you still get a little cast of something on top of that. So you want to wipe that off with rubbing alcohol and a cotton-free wipe, or you can use a paper towel or whatever you have, and just wipe. Make sure you wiping all of that sticky tacky layer off, because it will clog your e-file. That's the end of this video. That is the base of your application process and all of that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this video helped, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. Mwah.